welcome back to Omishiroi Recap. Today, I will recap High School DxD. This anime begins with a second-year high school student named Issei being with his classmates. They chose to study at Q Academy to get a girlfriend because most students were girls. Unfortunately, 1 year passed, and the three were still single. They entertained themselves by peeking into the girls' changing room. Other students discovered their actions, so Kendo Club students immediately beat them. After Issei was beaten, a girl watched him at the window. The girl was named Rias Gremory. When returning from school, Issei met a beautiful girl named Yuuma. Unexpectedly, Yuuma wanted to date Issei. After being single for a long time, he finally got the chance to have a girlfriend. Of course, Issei immediately accepted it and did not realize Yuuma had evil intentions toward him. The next day, Issei was so proud to show off his new girlfriend to his classmates that it upset them. Issei and Yuuma also dated on holidays and had fun together, but it was only a temporary pleasure. It turns out that Yuuma approaches Issei just to kill him because his body has a strong force. In the end, he died due to an attack from Yuuma. But when he was dying, suddenly Rias appeared there. She made a contract with Issei so that he could reincarnate. The next day, his friends didn't remember Yuuma at all. Even Yuma's phone number and email have disappeared from his cell phone. While his friends feel that Issei has gone crazy due to being single for too long, they also invite Issei to watch a biology lesson to cure him. Unfortunately, Issei had no enthusiasm, and his head was very dizzy. He decided to go home. Suddenly, he was attacked by a black-winged figure who could be called a fallen angel. Although he was injured, he was still alive because this time, Rias and the others came in time to save him. He decided to retreat because he felt he couldn't win against them. Issei recovered without being injured at all. It was Rias who healed him. Rias also explained that Yuuma had killed Issei, but he was reincarnated as a demon who had to serve Rias because he had contracted with her. Before continuing the story, make sure you have subscribed because only 3% of you have subscribed, and that makes me sad. Increase this number by pressing the subscribe button, and don't forget to like this video because it will really help my YouTube channel algorithm. The next day, Issei goes to school with Rias. The other students are surprised to see them together and are very jealous of Issei. Even his friend immediately slaps him and is labeled a traitor. After that came, someone named Kiba was asked by Rias to pick up Issei to be taken to their club or the occult research club. Several club members had gathered a beautiful girl named Kaneko and a sexy girl named Akino. Rias said they were all devils, even explaining the battle of the three parties: devils, fallen angels, and normal angels. In Issei's body, there is sacred gear. It turns out that sacred gear is a very strong force feared by demons and fallen angels. Also, thanks to the previous contract, Issei was reincarnated as a devil and officially joined the Gremory family. Rias gave him the first task to spread the magic paper. Knowing that he was a devil, he was determined to become stronger, to have many servants and create his harem. Suddenly, he got into trouble and met with a fallen angel. This time, Issei was stronger. He could use Sacred Gear's power to tear his opponent's clothes easily. Knowing that, she immediately left to report the incident to her superiors. While going to school, a girl named Asia was stumbling. She asked Issei to take her to the nearest church in the city, but when they arrived, Issei felt something so dangerous that his hands shook. After that, Rias explained everything to Issei and asked him not to approach the church because there was a demon exterminator there. Akino got information that there was a wild demon in the city. The wild demon was a demon servant who had betrayed his employer. They meet the wild demon, and as usual, Issei always fails to focus because his opponent is a big boobs monster. Although the attack is very strong, they can avoid it and launch attacks together can defeat the monster.
Checkmate.
Then Rias explained their respective positions. Kiba as a knight, Kaneko as the rook, Akino as queen, and Rias as king. At the same time, Issei is just a small pawn but has the potential to become any pawn he wants. Issei returned to his duty to establish a contract with humans to get the source of life from them. Unfortunately, he got into trouble because he met a demon exterminator named Freed. Issei was immediately helpless against him, and then Asia, Fried's new assistant, came. Knowing Issei is a demon, Asia still wants to protect Issei because she feels that Issei is a good person. Fried is very upset with Asia's behavior, so he intends to punish her by raping her. Of course, Issei won't let that happen. He challenges Fried to a duel with him even though he can't win. Tiba and the others come to the place to help him. Rias prioritizes Issei's recovery. Therefore, Akino immediately prepares the magic circle to return to the headquarters, while Asia cannot be brought because she is a nun is an enemy of the demons. Realizing his weakness of being unable to save Asia, Issei tried to train his body. Unexpectedly, Asia met him in a park. Asia explained that she had escaped from the church. Issei tries to cheer her up by dating and enjoying time together. As a result of the previous battle making his body sick, Asia immediately healed him as a thank you. It turns out that Asia also has a sacred gear called Twilight Healing. With that power, she wants to help many people. Then came Yuuma, who wanted to seize Asia because she had a rare and useful sacred gear for healing fallen angels. While Issei tried to fight Yuuma, unfortunately, his power was still too weak. In the end, Issei was thrown into the pond. Yuuma immediately took Asia by force back to the church. A few moments later, Issei met Rias and the others, and he asked for their help to save Asia. Even though Rias had forbidden it, Issei was so stubborn he intended to head to the enemy base alone. In the end, Kiba and Kaneko were willing to help him. On the other hand, Rias and Akino had first fought the guards in that place, so that Issei and the others could infiltrate. When they entered the church, they met Fried. Kiba clashed swords with him and tried to distract him so Issei could attack. At the same time, Issei, as a pawn, can change into a rook to increase his defensibility and strength. Not wanting to be killed by the demon, he escapes by throwing a flashbang. On the other hand, Akino managed to create a barrier to confine the three fallen angels with them so that they would not be able to escape again. Unfortunately, when Issei and the others found Asia's whereabouts, they were too late because Yuuma had managed to take her sacred gear, which made her lose a lot of energy, and she was on the verge of death. Kiba and Kaneko fight the troops to open the way for Issei to reach Asia's place. As a reward for getting there, Yuuma freed Asia because she was no longer useful. Issei wanted to grab her sacred gear, but Asia's safety was the top priority, so he took her to safety. Unfortunately, Asia could not be saved, and Issei had to let her go. On the other hand, the fallen angels have made Rias angry because they called Issei and the others useless people. Her anger increased her power. She easily annihilated them with one strike.
私の下僕笑ったわ
When Yuuma insulted Asia's death, it made Issei furious. That anger raised his strength to the next level. Now he could continue to increase his power, but he would be exhausted in return. However, it was enough to launch a single attack on Yuuma. The battle was over, and Rias and the others gathered there. Then Rias explained that Issei's sacred gear was boosted gear. This can increase the user's power to infinity in 10 seconds, even destroying a god in one attack. However, its weakness is that it takes time to activate its power. After learning that Issei had legendary powers, Yuuma became an innocent girl whom Issei favored and begged him to save her. But Issei no longer wanted to be fooled by the lie and asked Rias to destroy Yuuma. After Yuuma died, they managed to get Asia's sacred gear. They immediately returned the sacred gear to Asia. Not only that, Rias also revived her as a demon, because according to Rias, Asia's healing power will be very useful in helping them. In the end, Asia becomes the demon servant of the Gremory family as bishop. A few days later, Rias will train Issei to strengthen his body to maximize the power of the sacred gear. Then Asia came to meet them, and it turned out that Asia would live with Issei. His parents happily accepted Asia, even wanting to make Asia Issei's future wife. The next day, Asia became a transfer student in Issei's class. Knowing Asia lived with Issei, his classmates were jealous of him and immediately beat him up. Issei returned to his duty to make contracts with humans, and this time the customer was a burly man who wanted to be a witch girl. Of course, it was impossible to realize, so the contract agreement could not be carried out. The next day, Issei fell asleep in the school health room, and next to him was Rias without clothes. Confidently, Issei wanted to touch her boobs, but suddenly Rias woke up. She would allow him to grope her boobs if Issei could make one contract with humans. Then they meet customers together and help freaks have a partner. All their plans went smoothly, and Issei completed his task. Of course, Rias kept her promise to let Issei squeeze her boobs, but only for 5 seconds. Due to overthinking and interference from others, in the end, Issei couldn't feel it. Instead, he got a warm hug from Rias. Rias gave Issei and Asia a new task, finding a pet. They headed to the pet forest, meeting a pet catcher expert ready to help them. However, they were hit by a slime that could destroy their clothes. Issei also wanted to make slime his pet. Unfortunately, they did not agree with that, and they immediately eliminated the slime. At the same time, Asia was very lucky because she got a dragon sprite. Asia made it a pet and gave it the name Rasei. At the same time, Issei didn't get anything. Then Issei had a beautiful dream about himself getting married to Rias, but suddenly a red dragon appeared to greet him. He introduced himself as a friend who was destined to fight with him. Rias met Issei in his room. Unexpectedly, Rias wanted to make love to him there and even made him unable to move because she couldn't hold back her lust. When she wanted to do it, a servant from the Gremory family named Grafia suddenly appeared. She asked Rias to come back immediately because someone wanted to see her. As a result, they couldn't make love, and Rias left with Grafia. They gathered in the club room the next day, and then a high-class demon named Razor Phoenix appeared. It turned out that he was the fiancé of Rias, but Rias rejected the engagement because Razor was a bastard who liked to play with women as he pleased. To solve the problem, Grafia suggested they hold a rating game. Rias and the others would fight Razor's demon servants. The rating game is similar to a chess game where the pieces fight each other to defeat the king. Razor's demon servants numbered 15 beautiful girls, and Rias and the others had to fight them all. Despite being outnumbered, they were still confident they could win the rating game. Rias held training to prepare for the rating game. The training focused on strengthening Issei with Asia. The training carried out as fighting training, and Asia has a talent for magic, so they focus on training her in magic. While Issei has a hidden talent that is very rare, he can release anything by imagining large boobs and can even activate magic with it. After performing various special exercises, Issei strengthened himself up to 12 times. He could also shoot a powerful magic blast. Even though the attack was powerful, he ran out of steam immediately after doing so. On the day of the rating game battle, they teleported to another dimension to fight with full power. The place replicates the school. They must guard their bases and defeat all enemies to win the battle. The OSIS chairman and her deputy would also oversee the battle. Rias prepared a strategy for the battle. She ordered to capture the gymnasium first. Before that, Rias released some of the seals on Issei's body so that he could use all his strength during the battle. They began to attack, and Issei and Kaneko faced off against the demon servants in the gymnasium. Kaneko will fight the rook pawn, while Issei fights 3 pawns at once. Issei also used the mainstay technique as soon as their clothes were immediately torn, and they could not continue the fight. So they managed to defeat the demon servant. When they came out of the gym, Akino immediately blew up the place so that the demon servant was forced to retreat from the battle. On the other hand, Kiba fought 3 demon servants at once. It was certain that Kiba won because he was very strong. Issei and Kaneko wanted to go to the next place, but the queen pawn suddenly hit Kaneko with a powerful attack. Kaneko was so badly injured that she was forced to retreat from the battle. As fellow queen pawns, they decided to fight each other. On the other hand, Rias told them that she and Asia would launch a surprise attack on Razor, and for that, Issei and Kiba must fight all the remaining servants. Kiba will fight the horse pawn, while Issei will fight the rook pawn. Kiba's power, Sword Birth, can create various swords with his magic. Issei used Dragon Shot to eliminate the woman, but all the remaining servants surrounded them there. Although the servant ganged up on Issei, fortunately, Issei awakened his power to the next level, namely boosted gear gift. Issei can absorb Kiba's attack power and release it back stronger. As a result, all the servants are defeated. However, Akino and Kiba were suddenly defeated by the Queen Pawn, so only Rias, Asia, and Issei remained. He immediately met Rias and Asia. Still, the Queen Piece attacked Asia, making her faint. Meanwhile, Issei had also reached the limit of his power, severely injuring his body. She sees Issei beaten to a pulp and wants to be killed by Razor. Rias admits her defeat and is willing to marry Razor to protect him. She did that because she didn't want to see Issei die. Issei met the Red Dragon again in a dream. He said the more he sacrificed for him, the greater the power he gave. After Issei regained consciousness from his dream, Grafia came to tell him that Razor's engagement with Rias would be held soon. Grafia even conveyed a message from Rias's older brother, asking Issei to show his determination if he wanted to take Rias back during the engagement ceremony later. Before the event, Issei asked Asia to help collect some objects, so that it can be used against Razor later, not only because Issei agreed with the Red Dragon. He knew that he could not defeat Razor, therefore, he sacrificed his left hand to become the dragon's hand to gain stronger strength. When the engagement event was about to begin, Issei suddenly came, who wanted to destroy the wedding. Seeing his arrival, Akino and the others helped him and faced the guards there. Then came Rias's older brother, the Demon King Serzech. He also asked Issei to duel with Razor, the winner would get Rias. When the duel began, Issei said he would defeat Razor in 10 seconds. He turned into the Red Dragon Emperor and used Asia's cross necklace, an object hated by demons. It can do great damage to the demons. However, his strength was exhausted at the last moment, but Issei still had another ultimate weapon, Holy Water. Although Razor is immortal and can continue to regenerate, the attack caused damage to his soul. The attack would penetrate his soul by combining the cross with Holy Water. After winning the battle, Issei immediately met Rias. They make out together by flying in the night sky. In the end, Issei gets his first kiss from Rias. And that is the end of the video. Remember to subscribe and like this video, so see you in the next video.